the heart's desire always comes with a price. Ellery Downing is waiting for something to happen. Life in isolated Amity Falls, surrounded by an impenetrable forest, has a predictable sameness. Her days are filled with tending to her family's beehives, chasing after her sisters, and dreaming of bigger things while her twin, Samuel, is free to roam as he wishes. Early settlers fought off monstrous creatures in the woods, and whispers that the creatures still exist keep the Downings and their neighbors from venturing too far. When some townsfolk go missing on a trip to fetch supplies, a heavy unease settles over the falls. As the seasons change, it's clear that something is terribly wrong. The creatures are real, and they're offering to fulfill the residents' deepest desires in return for just a small favor. These seemingly trifling demands, however, hide sinister intentions. Soon, Ellery finds herself in a race against time to stop Amity Falls, her family, and the boy she loves from going up in flames. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Maddie Sanderson, and this is another episode of Books and Baking. As you can see, today we are baking brownies, and the recipe for this is always offered to my Patreons. You will get a printable sheet that will have this recipe for you. But this book that we're talking about is Small Favors by Erin A. Craig. Let me be honest, I bought this book because the cover is absolutely stunning. It is everything that screams cottagecore to me, and so of course I absolutely needed to have this book, and I knew nothing else about it. I did read the synopsis and I thought that it sounded really great, so that is what drew me in to read it faster than I usually would a book that I just bought. This book was so enchanting, and it was also so haunting. I am not someone who usually reads a lot of thrillers, but this was a thriller to me because there was such high stakes that was happening. This is not one of those books that is a feel-good book. It has some very redeeming qualities to it, but this book, it's like, imagine the movie The Village. Let's add in beehives, honey, odd things that are happening in the village. And you also start realizing as you're reading this that you are watching people going crazy. It's not this, you start with them being simple and then people, like slowly or like they're quickly into being a crazy person. This is, you are watching their minds slowly deteriorate, and you can't help but wonder what is going on because this is not normal. The way that everything is set up in this town is also very, very nerve-wracking, and at times it made me so anxious, but in the best way. It was an anxiety that made me want to understand how was this going to be resolved, because no town should be set up like this. It was wild. I say that about a lot of books, but this one seriously was wild. Ellery Downing is the main character, and she is wonderful. There was not one moment where I kept thinking, man, I really wish that she had more redeeming qualities, because she really does. She is a wonderful sister. She's a wonderful daughter. She's a wonderful townsperson, and she is trying to fight for what she believes is right, and she will go to the ends of the world for her family. But she is also being pushed to her limit, and that is interesting to see. And this is also being done in such a way that is so haunting, but also it is absolutely captivating. I could not stop reading this. This is one of the books that I stayed up almost all night reading because I needed to know the ending. Now, I do need to state that while I would have given this a 5-star, I ended up only giving this like a 4.5, maybe a 4.75, because of the fact that the ending, while it was really, really, really good, there was still one very big blaring question that we never got an answer to, and we never will get an answer to. So that was a little frustrating, but if you go into this knowing that, I think you will probably like it even better. I loved to see a woman fighting for what she believes in, and a woman who was taking care of her family, taking charge of her family, and she was facing her deepest fears. These creatures live and thrive off of other people's fears, and so seeing Ellery's coming to life, oh my goodness, it was spooky, it was creepy. I didn't love every single second of that because it was nighttime and I get really creeped out very easily, but it was so good. So to me, while this may have been a thriller for me, for those of you guys who read deep, dark thrillers, this might just seem like a fluffy book to you, but to me, because I don't, this was very creepy to me and I still really loved it. I am very excited to dig into some more of Erin's books. I'm excited to see if she ever makes this world where Amity Falls actually coexists with these other ones, and hopefully maybe one day we will actually see these characters again and maybe get that question that I have answered. But that's just a personal preference. I don't know. It may not ever happen. But this book is wonderful. It is clean. There's nothing wrong in it. There is a couple of curse words for those of you who really try to avoid that, but they are so few and far between. I honestly can't even remember how many. I want to say like 2 or 3, maybe a couple more, but no, like I don't think so. It was such a great adventure, and it feels weird saying that because, like I said, you're literally watching people go crazy. You're watching these events unfold. You're watching this town just become ripped apart from the seams, and you love it. You love it. So I highly recommend this. I think that this is a great read for any time of the year because this goes through the entire year. And it's one that I recommended for spring because it does start in spring and then it ends in spring as well. And she talks about spring a lot because that's when the beehives and everything start coming to life. And it is so cool to see how ingrained these beehives are to the story. That was fun because I love me some bees and I love me a good book that has to do with bees. So this is a great book. You'll definitely want to read it. And when you do, let me know what you think. All right, guys, thank y'all so much for spending another day with me, and I hope that y'all enjoy this video. If you will, please go like, comment, and subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. And also, remember, I do now have a Patreon, and also, for free, I have a Discord for anybody that wants to join. The link is down in the description box, and it is where you and I can talk about our recent reads, things that we're going to be reading, things that we have read, things that we're wanting to go by, whatever it might be, and we're just going to have some fun time getting to know each other as well. But I have listed every single book that I am reading for the month of July in the Discord so you can read along with me and we can have a lot of different buddy reads. So go sign up and I hope to see you guys there. See y'all in the next video. Bye guys.